So here we are with our motor opened up. This motor opened up extraordinarily easily, which I'm very grateful for. It all looks like it's pretty good in there. It was so easy to open up. This is probably the easiest motor I've ever opened. Our armature is showing that we need to definitely do a little cleaning and polishing. We have a certain amount of gunk on each end of it, and the commutator needs to be cleaned and serviced. It only had 2 of the 3 washers. It normally, wait, there it is. I was worried. There's the other washer. So we have all of our washers. That's happy. And everything else is looking really good. I haven't pulled out the grease wicks yet or their springs, but it's just good to take a quick look at everything just to see the condition that it's in and how much carbon dust is inside. Also, it's good to notice on the sides of these motors, usually, and you can see it, I don't want to hurt this or pull the wires off, so let's do this carefully. See that dark stuff right there? That is actually where this wrapping has pressed against this housing, gotten hot, and stuck. And sometimes what you'll see is there will be a little bit of wire exposure if this finally tears away. And if that's the case, a very light wrapping with the appropriate tape made for that can patch it up. In my experience, that has worked really well. So I do a very thorough inspection of all of those to see if any of that needs to be done. But I try to be pretty minimal about that so that I'm not potentially causing any issues with the way the motor is running by doing more than is needed. So you can tell that I already cut the wires. I did that prior to even taking it apart, just because I know I was going to do it, and it made it easier to pull the wires through that grommet right there. Can be kind of hard to do without destroying the rubber if you don't take that off. So I went ahead and did it in advance. So, and you can kind of tell if you look, that's the grease port. And it's normally silver. You can kind of see a little bit that it's supposed to be silver. But whatever they were putting on this machine, I imagine they put it in the grease ports as well. And it was horrible, sticky, awful stuff. And my only thought is that most likely it couldn't penetrate the grease wick, and so that is what saved this motor from death. But we will get to work cleaning her up, and once she is in a much better state, we'll come back and show you where we're at. Well, I got the grease wicks out, and I thought it was worth coming back to the video for this. I noticed that not only are they relatively clean, they're also bone dry to a certain extent. This one is on the bottom. It was dirtier because it had more of the carbon dust falling down onto it. But this is very interesting. Actually, that's not correct. That is not what happened. This is just generally, this was probably, I'm gonna say it's the part that was over by the front of the machine. So I'm actually surprised this one is this dirty. So I don't know why, but this one, I mean, look how clean it is. It doesn't have anything gooey. The spring is barely greasy, and the grease is not that dirty. It's kind of surprising. So I'm wondering if at some point someone might have done a light service to this machine and replaced these wicks. That, or this machine just wasn't worked very much. And I know that's not true because it has so many pin scratches that it's pretty clear it did do a lot of sewing. So I'm guessing these are replacements, and I will probably just replace them again. I don't feel like I trust any grease that was put on this machine because of the grease that was all over on the inside of the machine itself. So I will go ahead and replace them no matter what. I don't even want to bother trying to save them. I don't think it's worth it. But so far, it's looking pretty promising. There was a reason why this motor was running so well.